when it comes to training musicians, and then I mean especially classical musicians and especially pianists in the classical music tradition, then this is the most important thing as I see it. And this is, of course, especially for professionals, for musicians that are already on a high level or that are accomplished within their musical performance art. To teach a professional about music is a waste of time, as I see it, and because they know already that, and they will know what they need to know by themselves. So what you do as a pedagogue, as a teacher, is to work with the body and with breathing. Because breathing and body and release techniques is that which will separate the genius from the mediocre player. The person who can breathe with his body and who can be liberated in his perception will become the genius or the master player, the master soloist. So you have to work with the body, let them relax, teach them how to breathe, teach them the technical aspects of how the body is breathing, and release, teach them about release techniques and also the importance of releasing trauma and mental hang-ups, so to speak. The more relaxed and empty, so to speak, that their organism can become, the more able and capable they will be of performing at the highest level. This is how they find their own voice, their own personal expression, whether it is for piano or violin or cello or actually any kind of instrument that they, as the performing instrument, plays. Because the performer is also an instrument. The musician is also an instrument. The musician is the instrument that plays an instrument. The performer is an instrument that is creating in performance art. And we have to cultivate this instrument that is performing so that it becomes purified and able to respond in the most free and liberated and organic and acutely aware sense. Because all art has also to do with reactions. It's responding to impulses. You respond to impulses. So that's why we need a clear system. The instrument of the musician himself should be cultivated into becoming an instrument that is clear and purified and ready to respond in the most fresh and original way, without the pollution of a dysregulated nervous system, because that's how we should see it. The nervous system can become polluted in a sense because it is too dysregulated. So that's why we need release techniques and the art of breathing and the art of posture, so that we regulate our nervous system with this exercise. And by this exercise we become more capable of controlling the menu of our potential, so to speak, of how we react, respond and listen, and become acutely aware of how to respond in the right timing as a musician. So this is very important when it comes to finding your own true voice as a musician or as a performance artist, that you are liberated yourself as an instrument, so that you can play the instrument that you're using, whether it's only voice or singing or acting or physical performance or musical performance. Because this is for classical musicians, basically. But of course it applies to anyone who works in the performance art, in any kind of music, and also in dance, and of course also for actors, because the thing that I'm saying now comes from my own work, my own system, my own program, which is called The Actor as an Instrument, which consists of 4 disciplines, which is breathing, movement, and posture, voice, and perception. So when it comes to musicians, it will be breathing and movement. That is the most important thing to train, because when the body is released and capable of flowing freely and to listen, when the body is capable of being a sensitive instrument for listening in itself, they will find the right note, they will find the right tempo, they will find the right beat, the right rhythm, which always will be flexible. So when it comes to classical pianists especially, and other musicians as well, the teaching is not about music. Well, it's of course about music to develop the sensitivity towards the musical rendering, of course, and the interpretation of the musical piece. But in order to do that, we have to work with the body and with breathing and with perception as well. So, and this is especially about the back and the shoulders and the arms, of course, and the brain. The back, the spine, the shoulders, the hands, the arms, and the brain. Because it's about breathing, and you cannot breathe properly unless your brain is relaxed and able to follow the signals from the nervous system itself as purely as possible, as cleanly and as perceptive and as purely as possible. So you have to become a very fine instrument. The actor is an instrument. The musician is an instrument. The piano player is an instrument that plays an instrument. So you have to see this as the most important thing. You are not only playing an instrument, you are an instrument which are playing an instrument. And that instrument is that which we are going to work with. We are going to perfect your instrument so that you can become a master in your own field, in your own box, in your own interpretational skills. So the classical musician is an instrument which has to be purified, so to speak. Purified so that perception becomes sensitive and so that the body is relaxed and breathing. And at times you can close the body and close the breathing. It all depends on the interpretation at hand. So all of this has to be flexible, but the groundwork, which means to release everything and become truly free and perceptive, is the most basic point, because everything happens from there. The music comes from this. The same musicians, one musician number one, he can play a certain piece in 100 different kinds of interpretation. And the more he works with his own body and with his breathing, the more distinct, the more talented these interpretations will be. The more personal, the more original, the more fresh. So, this is the first thing about training professional performance artists. Whether it is conceptual performance art, or dance, or acting, or classical musicians, we have to work with the body and with breathing to see how the body can operate so that we become the instrument which plays the instrument. I am the instrument which delivers this text. I am the instrument which gives this character space and manifestation, you know. And the musician is an instrument that is playing an instrument. Then we can purify our own system so that we can do our performance in the best and most fresh and original way possible. Because that's what it's all about, to be as pure and clean and perceptive and original in our own interpretation as possible, so that our performance will be a creation. You know, we are creating something, not only interpreting, but we are creating something in the moment, because our body as an instrument is capable of creating something new and fresh. So the way to become a master, a real master in personal expression, is through this organic sensitivity which we can achieve if we train the body and breathing and movement on the finest, most subtle level. Because anytime we train the body, we train or modify the nervous system. Anytime we do anything with our bodies, we are actually modifying the nervous system, because the nervous system is not only controlling us, we are also influencing the nervous system. We are modifying it, so to speak. So anytime that we do a true breathing exercise, when we go deeply into a breathing exercise and to release techniques, we are modifying and regulating the nervous system. This is very important, and this is the way to achieve excellence. The way to achieve excellence is to modify the nervous system, the inner nervous system, so that we become more sensitive and more able to be flexible in our personal expression, in our manifestation within our performance art. And when we modify the nervous system, we teach the body how to breathe better, how to make use of oxygen in a better way, and to release tension. And we teach ourselves how to be flexible in our ability to move between tension and non-tension. We can use that as an instrument. It becomes an instrument in itself. We are able to control it. We don't have to control it in our performance, but in our training we should be able to control it, because that will seep into the performance as well. And we can use it when we need it. So this basic training is actually the highest training. You cannot train a classical musician or a professional musician in anything higher than this. This is the utmost professional teaching. This is the most basic is the most professional, so to speak. When you teach the body how to modify itself in this way, you will change your personal expression. You will find your voice in a different way. You will be able to listen to the different chords, to the different notes in a different way, and you will be able to be flexible when it comes to creating rhythm and tempo and precision, because this is about precision and clarity. As in all art, precision and clarity is the most important part. Precision and clarity is always the most important part. And this is, of course, why Glenn Gould is a complete master, of course, because he had precision and clarity, and he knew that. He knew that if you want to reach the pinnacle, if you want to reach that which is the most excellent point of performance art, you have to be able to master precision and clarity. And then, of course, we have to work with perception and with breathing and with the body. So this is a basic teaching for the most professional people of all within performance art, or within people who have a deep interest for quality or for excellence in performance, or in aesthetics, you could say, because any aesthetic discipline, and music is also an aesthetic discipline, needs this quality of precision and clarity. And we do that by teaching ourselves how to be flexible, how to modify our own physical nervous system repertoire, so to speak. So this is a basic teaching for the most professional people who want to become more and more excellent until they truly find their potential and their voice and their personal expression in the best way possible. Thank you.